This is a quick video to give you a few hints and tips and recommended settings for setting up this LED Eco Light Troffer style high bay. Each light is equipped with a motion sensor and daylight function, and each row of LEDs has its own switch. Position 1 operates without the sensor, so it bypasses the sensor. Position 0, the row of LEDs is off, often useful for when you're setting up the dip switches in the sensor so you don't get blinded by the light. And position 2 is operating with the sensor. If you want a bigger view for these instructions that are on the sensor, just take a look at the back of the fitting, because there's a bigger exploded view of the settings. When setting up the sensor, we suggest either using a detection area of 75% or 50%. This will do almost all the jobs that you use this fitting for. If you select either one of those two and then do a quick test below the light to confirm that you've got it right, then you just roll it out to all the other fittings. If you use the building owner operator or the person in charge of the building to assist you with making that call, it'll just save you time and hassle, and it'll get the job done exactly how they want it. When it comes to the hold time, 3 minutes is a good middle of the road setting. 20 minutes can be a bit long sometimes, but can be used if they really just want to have the lights turn off at the end of the day when everybody's gone. 90 seconds is good for if it is just high frequency or low frequency aisles where people are not there that often and they want to really maximize the savings. But once again, 3 minutes, good middle of the road. The daylight sensor, sometimes you might decide, or the customer might decide, to have that disabled, in which case the daylight sensor won't affect the operation of the light. A lot of jobs, 50 lux is very suitable because this is reflected light, so that equates normally to about 500 lux on the ground coming through some skylights. 50 lux is reflected back up into the light, into the sensor, and when there's enough light, it doesn't matter what motion is going on below the light will stay off. Of course, that doesn't include the tubes or the rows that you've got bypassing the sensor. But for all those that are operating on the sensor, if you've got above that 50 lux coming back up to the fitting, the lights will stay off, and it really does maximize the savings. Be careful, don't really suggest using 15 lux or 5 lux, because it can get heavily influenced by the other lights providing some artificial light, and then the sensor can get a bit confused. So you'd only ever use that if it's quite a low light level area anyway and there's only the one fitting. Then you could go down to the lower light level settings, but when you've got multiple fittings, steer clear of that. Most importantly, remember that lights with the sensors is going to become more commonplace. Getting the settings right is important so that your customer gets the end result that they're after, and we're here to help for any special job. If you need a little bit of support and some backup, we've set up a lot of these lights and we know how to get the best out of them.